Hi, I'm Alan Sallabank from Pro Tools Expert, and we're at the HHB stand at BVE 2017, and I'm with Sam from Zoom, who's showing off their new multi-track location recorders, or field recorders as they're known. They've got the F4 here, which is a 4-input, 6-track recorder, am I right?
6 input.
Yeah, 6 input.
6 input, 8 track actually.
6 input, 8 track.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there we go.
Yeah.
And that serves me right for reading the papers and the brief. So, but we've also got the F control, which is a control surface mixer for both the F8 and the F4.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Brilliant. And so, just one question that some of our viewers might have.
Sure.
Why make a recorder with more tracks than inputs?
Okay, so what our audiences are after in certain cases is to have 6 inputs, and then you've got the 8 tracks. So you've got basically 2 extra, stereo mixed down file of all your tracks. So you can then make sure you've got the levels right for basically a sort of final take, if you know what I mean. So.
Fabulous. And it also makes a very good guide track for the editors to cut with as well,
definitely,
doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So, tell us about the F control
Sure.
and the F4, and why it's good for the industry that these are coming along.
Okay, sure. So we released the F4 late-ish last year, and basically what it is, it's in terms of form factor, it's fairly similar to the F8, but you've got the slightly less inputs on there. What a lot of people like about this is if you're, say, a DSLR shooter, you might not necessarily need all the 8 inputs. Usually 4 is a pretty, if you're running and gunning, 4 inputs is usually a nice happy medium, which is why, and obviously the 5 and 6 input is a return to the camera. So what a lot of people like to do is be able to just put the SLR camera on top, and just to be able to have a nice easy package to move around in. Another bit of feedback we had about the F8 was the trim dials were a little bit small. Some people like to have a bit more hands-on. So obviously with the F4, because there's only 4 of them, they're a bit bigger and easier to handle in the field if you don't have anything like the controller. And the other thing to bear in mind is the F4 doesn't have Bluetooth, so you can't use the iPad app, which makes it a bit easier with the F8, but this is why we brought the F controller in as well, basically. So with the F control, this works with both the F4 and the F8. It's got a USB pass-through, so that's how you control it. It's got a headphone pass-through as well, and anything that you adjust on here adjusts in real time on the F4. You've got a lot of buttons on here for the menus and play, pause, rewind. You can name your tracks as well. So if you had a USB keyboard, you can actually plug a USB keyboard into here and you can do all the metadata, as opposed to having to do it in post-production or something like that. And it's a little bit fiddly to do it with the buttons at times, so having a full-size keyboard makes a lot of sense. And you've also got 3 user programmable buttons. So if there was a particular feature in the function in the F4 that you used more often than not, you could program user 1 to maybe go into the timecode option, or to go into the metadata. So it's just like a shortcut, really. All the faders are really nice feeling, really high quality unit, really solid, sturdy build quality. Powers off 4 AA batteries, and you get around 10 hours of power out of the batteries, or a high-ros connection. So you can, if you've got a 4-pin high-ros setup, you can power this as well, and it'll last you for hours and hours.
Fantastic. I mean, I've been hearing a lot from professional location recorders, production mixers, that the F8 is really taking off in the professional world.
Definitely, yeah.
So, the other thing our viewers will be most interested in, price.
Yes.
Where are we coming in on this?
So the F4 is $699.
Right.
The F control is $349. And the F8 is $999.
Fantastic. Well, brilliant. Well, there's a lot of food for thought for all our budding location recordists and professionals. Thank you very much.
Thank you.